Welcome, X-Men fans, to my first video of.
Previously on X-Men.
I'm going to call this one Issue 1. The point of these previously on X-Men issues is number 1, talk about the X-Men so I can get it out of my system. Number 2, to talk about X-Men to long-time X-Men fans who don't read the comic books, and to modernize the view of the X-Men to those who are stuck on the old 90s team. Currently in X-Men, there's been a sort of resurrection of the classic teams from the 80s, teams that consist of Storm, Rogue, Psylocke, Wolverine, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Rachel Grey, with 90s characters too, like Bishop, Jubilee, and Gambit. And these new X-Men comics has got me excited, especially with Marvel Legacy and future Marvel Generations comics stating that previously dead characters will be returning, such as the original Jean Grey and the original Wolverine. Now is a good time to get back into X-Men as the books are starting to get better. But for this issue, previously on X-Men, number 1, I'm going to point out that this is not about reviewing X-Men comic books themselves, issue by issue, story by story, but my thoughts, my feelings on X-Men in general, in comics, games, TV, and movies. In the new X-Men storylines, the X-Men now live in Central Park. Kitty Pryde is now the team leader, taking over for Storm, who feels she should not be team leader anymore after leading the X-Men into a war with the Inhumans. Rachel Grey now wears a cape and calls herself Prestige to try to separate herself from the Phoenix persona. Old Man Logan is the current Wolverine on this team. I don't know why that comic is popular. It was alright. Him driving around the desert with Hawkeye. Apparently, the original Wolverine may be returning soon in X-Men Legacy or X-Men Generations, probably X-Men Generations. It has been a long time since the original X-Men have all been together. Colossus is back on the team. Once again, he's trying to hook up with Kitty Pryde. Nightcrawler, I think he's still in a state of limbo mentally after his return from dying. Nightcrawler died during the second Coming storyline. He was killed in action. He returned a few years ago in Amazing X-Men from heaven. And since he's a deeply religious person, and he has been to heaven, the thought of him leaving heaven and now that he can't return still affects him greatly. Kitty Pryde's character is maturing as she now takes on the role of team leader and headmistress of the school. She was doing this in X-Men before. The first story arc plays like an ode to old X-Men comics. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants are back, and they've been attacking the United Nations and other places in New York City. Due to an attack by mutants in New York City, the X-Men are called upon to stop it. Politics are now in play here, as there's a new politician named Lydia Nance who wants to see that all mutants are deported from the United States of America as a way to keep the rest of the humans safe. It's an obvious reference to current political operatives, but it fits in with X-Men. She's like Graydon Creed.
I'm just an ordinary mutant. I don't have any special powers.
No more mutants!
Why do you hate us? What did we ever do to you?
You were born.
If this feels or sounds familiar, it's because you saw it in the cartoon with Graydon Creed and the Friends of Humanity, and you also saw it in the movies, the first 2 Singer movies, focusing on the war between humans and mutants. The X-Men typically work best with these type of angles, and having a new Robert Kelly, a new Graydon Creed, and Lydia Nance is perfect for taking the X-Men further, or at least going back to the old style of the X-Men comic books. Of course, it's a comic book, so the heroes have to win. That Lydia Nance is the one behind Mesmero attacking New York City and kidnapping the mayor. It was a simple story. Bad guys come in, attack the city, kidnap the mayor, X-Men go in, save him. But the part that I found interesting was, at the end, is a scene that's like an homage to X-Men 2 when the X-Men go to her house and basically let her know that the X-Men are watching her. Similar to how the X-Men went to the White House in X-Men 2 to let the president know that the X-Men are there watching him as well. All in all, this is just the first video I plan on making on the X-Men. That's just XMen Gold. There's also Astonishing X-Men, which feature more X-Men such as Archangel, Bishop, Psylocke, Gambit, and the return of Rogue to the X-Men, who's been an Avenger for a while now. And it's X-Men Blue, which features a time-displaced original X-Men from the 1960s. But that's it for issue 1. Until next time, X fans.